Sorry, I can't see everybody. Is everybody good to go? Anybody not good to go? Just want to make sure sound is okay and everybody is good.
Yep. Good.
I'll start with my name and my rank. My name's Sergeant Mike Ernster. That's spelled E-R-N-S-T-E-R. St. Paul Police Department Public Information Officer. I'm going to start by leading off with, as people were enjoying the holiday weekend and some of the best weather of the year, the atmosphere was shattered when 5 people were shot in our city. This unthinkable crime will not only affect the crime victims and their families, but it'll affect the neighborhood where it occurred and our city as a whole. We know people want answers to what occurred out here tonight. This is one of the most complex crime scenes we have investigated in a long time. We won't be releasing certain amounts of information tonight to maintain integrity of this investigation. We want to get it right. So with that being said, I can tell you that tonight at approximately 4:30 p.m., our officers were called to the 900 block of case on a report of multiple people shot. When officers arrived, they located 2 victims in front of the address suffering from apparent gunshot injuries. Those victims had told officers that there were 3 more victims inside a residence who were also injured. Officers entered the residence and discovered 3 more victims with apparent gunshot injuries. St. Paul Fire paramedics responded and pronounced the 3 victims inside the home deceased. The 2 victims outside the residence were transported for treatment of their injuries. Our officers immediately secured the scene and began looking for witnesses and any physical evidence. Our homicide investigators are currently starting this investigation, trying to locate the person responsible. Our forensic service unit will be out here processing the scene in the hopes to find physical evidence that tells the story of what led to these killings. We'll be working with the Ramsey County Medical Examiner to positively identify the victims and determine their exact cause of death. And this information and any other updates on this case will be released on the St. Paul Police Department's Twitter account as it becomes available.
Can you say gender of the victims? Genders?
I can't at this point. We're trying to work, like I said, it's a very complex case. Speaking about genders, speaking about ages and all that, it gets, with so many victims and the confusion that can happen there, we're going to wait until later on this week and we can get into that a little more in depth.
Can you say if any of these are children?
I can't at this point.
You said the person responsible is a one shooter?
The person or persons responsible. It's wide open right now as far as who's responsible for this crime, whether it be one or multiple people.
Why so complex?
5 victims, a big scene. We're just in the beginning of this situation. We have 5 people. Our forensic services unit, they're just starting this. We're just getting into it, so it's going to take a little bit.
The 2 that were taken to the hospital, are they life-threatening injuries, non-life-threatening?
I don't believe, at this point, I'm not able to say whether they are or not.
Have you ruled out murder-suicide?
No, we haven't ruled anything out.
The shooting occurred inside the home or was shot?
That also is under investigation. Since there was victims located outside and inside, they're trying to figure out where it occurred, how it occurred, who's responsible. It's all in play.
So any
Okay.
of the 5 could have been a shooter or someone else?
Yes, we're open to all aspects. So, like I said, this happened 5 hours ago, maybe 4.5 hours ago, and it's very, very early. And we're just getting started.
Can you tell us about this house, any history that you guys have contact with it?
There's been a various array of calls to this house. I think there's 17 calls in the past year to the address. Everything from disorderly conduct to domestic crimes to aggravated assault. So there's been a wide variety.
Should people live here be scared of anything?
I think the people that live here should know that we are dedicated to finding who's responsible for this, and we're dedicated to finding them sooner than later. We have multiple officers investigators working on this with the hopes that we come up with who is responsible as quickly as possible.
Can you share if all the parties know each other?
That is still, we don't even know who some of the parties are yet. We're waiting for the identification through the medical examiner. So all of this will come, but it'll take a little bit. So until that, we won't have any of those answers. All right. Thank you very much.